This video costs you nothing but less than 5 to 6 minutes, but it will make you one of the smartest people in the room. Today I'm breaking down whole life insurance. If this shifts your perspective, please like and subscribe. That's exactly why BRAINELM Lab's channel exists.
All right, so let's get into it. To really understand why whole life insurance is so often called a trap, we've got to look under the hood. We need to see what this product is actually trying to be. It's often sold as this great all-in-one solution, but, the complexity is where the real problem starts.
You see, at its heart, whole life is a hybrid. It's trying to do two completely different jobs at the same time. On one hand, you have the death benefit. That's the actual insurance part that protects your family if something happens. And on the other hand, you have the savings part. They call it the cash value. That's supposed to grow your money. Sounds pretty good on paper, doesn't it? Two great things in one simple package.
But here's the thing. These are two fundamentally different jobs. Insurance, its job is protection. That's it. It's your financial safety net. It's a defensive move. Investing? Well, its job is the complete opposite. It's all about growth. It's your wealth-building engine, your offense. And when you try to force one product to do both of those things, it usually ends up doing neither one of them very well.
And that brings us right to the core of the issue here. The problem isn't insurance, and it's definitely not investing. The problem is what happens when you smash them together into one product.
This right here, this is the most important thing to understand. When you bundle these two separate goals into one complicated product, what you get is something that's both expensive and really inefficient. That combination, that's the trap.
Whole life policies are just loaded with high fees and commissions, especially in the first few years. Imagine your investment is a small tree you're trying to grow. Well, these fees are like thick vines that wrap around that tree, and they just slowly choke out its ability to grow. For the first several years, it's pretty common for almost all of your payments to go straight to fees, not to building your actual cash value.
So, okay, let's make this real. Ideas are one thing, but the numbers tell the actual story. We're going to look at two different financial paths side by side over 20 years so you can see exactly what this looks like with real money.
So let's meet David. He's 40 years old, and he's decided he can consistently put aside $200 every single month. He wants to protect his family and build some wealth for the future. He's basically standing at a fork in the road.
Okay, here are his two options. Path number one is to go with the whole life policy. His entire $200 a month goes into that one bundled product. Path number two is the alternative. Buy term and invest the difference. He separates the two jobs. He spends about $50 a month on pure, simple insurance, and he invests the other $150. Now notice, the monthly cost is exactly the same, but the strategy couldn't be more different.
And now let's see what happens. Let's fast forward 20 years into the future and see where David ends up on each path. This is where the hidden cost of that bundled approach really becomes clear.
Just look at these numbers. After 20 years, David has paid the exact same amount down both paths, $48,000. But on path one, with the whole life policy, his cash value is only about $40,000. That's right, it's actually less than what he put in, all thanks to those fees. Now look over at path two. By investing his money separately, and we're just assuming a pretty standard 7% average return, his investment account could grow to about $95,000.
The difference between these two paths is a staggering $55,000. That's the potential cost. That is the price of complexity. That's the money that could have been his, but instead, it was eaten up by the inefficiency of the bundled product. And this isn't just a number on a screen. I mean, think about it for a second. What could that kind of money do for you, for your family? That could be a down payment on a house, a huge boost for retirement, maybe college for a kid. This is the real-world impact we're talking about. So, what's the big takeaway here? If you remember just one thing from all of this, let it be this. There's a much simpler and far more effective path forward.
The path is really simple. Step one, buy term life insurance. This gives you pure, low-cost protection without any of the confusing and expensive savings stuff attached. Step two, invest the difference. Take the money you save on those high premiums and put it to work for you in a simple, low-cost investment fund. You get both protection and growth, but you do it cleanly and efficiently.
It all comes down to using the right tool for the job. You use insurance for what it was made for, giving you a low-cost safety net. And you use investments for what they were made for, long-term, low-cost growth. When you try to make one tool do everything, you just end up paying a very, very high price.
If this helped you think clearly about what is making your insurance agent rich, an actual reality of whole life insurance, please like and subscribe. The next video covers what most people still don't see: